All right, folks. Well, tomorrow we start making the long trip from Oregon to Utah. It's really not that long, about, I think 16 hours or so. But anyways, we'll start making the trip from Oregon to Utah. But before we do that, we need to tear everything off the roof, off the van. So if you saw the last video, you know I was working on the new cabinet that will go in the van. This will replace the old little knee-high cabinet. It'll be knee-high once the high top's on there. But yeah, it's coming along good. Today, along with tearing the roof rack and all that stuff off and also tearing the interior boards off inside the van, we're going to do some more work on this. You can see I got some slides in there. I'm going to build a drawer. And then we've got our tabletop. So I need to cut a hole in that for the stove. Well, I did have the shop fairly well cleaned up at one point, but doing this project and a couple other things, it's starting to get out of control again, but that's okay. Because Donald was off-roading the West, said he would come over and totally organize my shop in exchange for those drone propellers I gave him. Now I actually have proof of this, that he said he would come do this. Donald recently made a Patreon-only video on his personal Patreon showing how tidy he made his little garage. I made the comment that he should come over and clean my garage, and he said that that would be a fair trade for the propellers I gave him. So, yeah, just waiting for you to get over here, Donald. So we got started on that drawer. We got to get started on it. We got to wait for some glue to dry. I didn't really share too much with that with you guys because I'm not a great drawer builder. There's a lot of other YouTube channels out there that do really good drawer building. But while we're waiting for that to dry, I've got a package from Nick Page. If you guys don't know who Nick Page is, he has a great photography YouTube channel. In fact, me and him did a video a couple years back now, back in Hell's Canyon together, but he sent me a package, so let's check it out really quick. I don't usually get a lot of stuff in the mail like this, so this is kind of fun. Make sure we don't mess anything up. I actually already know what this is, but I'm pretty excited about it. He sent me some of his new hats. Check that out. Hopefully that is coming in focus, but if it didn't, it says, "Leave it better, respect the wild." So Nick came out with these hats, he's selling them, and he's actually giving the proceeds to a charity. And sorry I don't remember the name of the charity right off the top of my head. I'll put it down in the description down below. But if you guys want to help out a charity and get a great hat, which I will be happy. It's a little big. We'll have to, is this adjustable? How do you adjust? There we go. Alright, so get a great hat, support a great cause. Go check out Nick's YouTube channel and his Instagram. I'll put all the links to Nick's stuff down below. But yeah, these are really nice hats. He even sent me a beanie too. So I've got a beanie. Leave it better, leave it better. Yeah, leave it better, respect the wild. Great slogan. You guys know I love our public land. You know I love keeping it clean. So yeah, any way we can spread the message and you know, help out some different organizations that are helping our public lands, you know I'm all about it. So anyways, guys, thanks Nick. Appreciate the hats. Definitely look forward to wearing them. All right, guys, well, I went ahead and finished up this drawer off camera. I'm just gonna hurry today. I've got to get everything done, including the van all disassembled. So anyways, here's how it turned out. I do have a little bit of a problem. The screw heads I used are just a hair too big, so you can see it's kind of catching right there. So I'll fix that. I'll get some different screw heads for it, and that should make it move nice and smooth. But really happy with the way it came out. Goes in, it does lock in, has a little lever right here that you push down that lets the drawer out. I did put inside here, you can see I've got a little bit of a shelf right there. That's because I've got an extra piece of butcher block over there, and I'm going to put that inside here. And then that way, when the drawer is out like this, I'll have this countertop, which my stove will be here, and then I'll have this come out, and I'll have that butcher block in there with some utensils underneath, and that'll give me a little bit more space. I also finished up the drawer face. This is going to be the face that's going to go on the drawer. So I'm really very happy with the way this turned out. Just got done putting some clear polyurethane on it, but matched the look with burning the wood. But yeah, made the face. Got all these different pieces here. I doweled them together, and then I put these two cross pieces. Kind of gives it that old crate look. Kind of got this from Megan. She did this in her van. It's got a little slot right there, you can see, for the lock mechanism, so I can still access the drawer lock, but that's gonna look really cool. Plus I got a little piece of leather. That's gonna be the handle, so it's gonna have a, you know, the lock doesn't release it, and then I'll be able to grab that leather handle and pull it out. It's gonna look cool. All right, so when it comes to the high top install, I have changed my mind. I've changed my mind about where I'm going to put the wood stove in the van. So I was gonna put it right here on top of this cabinet, and then I'd have my cooking stove here. I've decided I don't really like that idea. I wasn't 100% sold on that idea in the first place. I have two locations in the van that I've been kind of teetering back and forth, and I've decided on the second location. I'll share that with you and all my reasons for that in the next video. Right now, we just have to get taking this rack off the van. We got to quit procrastinating. We're really procrastinating on this. All right, so I just got done cleaning up the shop a little bit, so Donald drew off the hook. But I needed to clear some space to make sure we have a place to put all the stuff. We got to take the awning, the rack pieces, all that stuff is all going to have to go in the shop, so I wanted to make sure I had a good place for it. So we're going to try to knock this out super quick. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so that wasn't too bad. I was able to get everything off pretty easily. Everything came apart without too much fuss. So I've got everything stowed away back into the shop, and of course we'll be reusing some of that stuff like the solar panel, the awning, and the diode dynamic light once we get the new rack installed after the high top is put on. Now I need to get back into the van. I still got to take the roof boards out, and I want to take the old kitchen setup out of there so we can put the new cabinet in. All right, so we're just taking a quick break, have a little bit of a lunch, having some cheese and crackers, which is one of my favorite go-to, especially when I'm in a hurry and I just need something quick and easy. But like I said, as soon as we get done, we got to tear all these roof boards out, these two sideboards. I am going to leave the insulation in just because I still have another week before its appointment to get the high top put in, and Megan and I are going to leave tomorrow, but you know, we're going to kind of take our time. We're going to stop at some hot springs and just make a trip out of it. If I take the insulation completely out, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get tons of condensation having the bare metal exposed. The insulation I put in here was Havelock wool, so it's just wool. It looks like fiberglass insulation, but it's not. It's wool batting. And so it won't be a problem or anything like that having it exposed. and hopefully it will keep the condensation at a minimum for the next week. But I have to admit, it is going to be a little bit bittersweet taking the van apart. This is my first build. You know, this is my very first van build or good interior build. Now, when I first got the van, I threw together several crappy little builds, just kind of getting a feel for how I wanted things laid out. But this was my first real build that I put a lot of effort in and made a lot of effort to make it look nice, and I was quite proud of it when I did it. In fact, I'm quite proud of it still. It's served, the interior build has served me very well, but I just know once I can stand in here and I get it rebuilt, and the new cabinet that I've built now that I'm very proud of, that I've done, I think it's really going to make this a much more homey in here, and it's still going to have the nice cabin vibe that I love. Sad, but at the same time exciting. All right, so we're moving right along. You can see we've got the stove cabinet out and the refrigerator's out. It's all in the shop. The stove's right here. I'm going to pull all that stuff out. We're going to get busy now. We're going to take the roof vent shield off and then get all these boards off. That really should only take me a couple of minutes. All right, well, there we go. So ceiling is off. Just got the insulation still. The insulation is held in there by strings, and that's what I did when I originally installed the van, or installed everything. So that way when I was putting the boards up, I wasn't trying to hold the insulation in place and put the boards up at the same time. So that made things a lot easier. I'm hoping that will keep the insulation in place throughout the next week while me and Megan are off adventuring on our way to Utah. All right, so we're getting ready to finish up this cabinet. I've got a mark here. I don't know if you guys can see the pencil line, but that is where the stove is gonna go. So I gotta cut that in, and then once we get that cut in, we can start trying to mount the stove back inside the, or the whole cabinet back inside the van. All right, so we've got the stove in, nice fit. It's gonna look really nice there once it's all put back together and in the van. Did have to get a little creative for how the gas line comes into it, but yeah, I think we're ready to go. I think at this point we'll go ahead and get the cabinet itself installed in the van, and then we'll bring the tabletop in. All right, guys, well, there she is. That's what she's gonna look like. I am very, very happy with that. I think that's gonna look really nice, especially when there's not insulation hanging down there. But yeah, I am very, very happy with how that is gonna work out. Of course, refrigerator comes in and out, get to all the food, and then the drawer opens. Got the nice little leather strap handle that I was telling you about earlier. Really happy with the way that looks. Yeah, I just really like that fit and finish on that front drawer face. That's nice. It's really going to be nice having some extra cupboard storage. I didn't have that before, you know. Maybe I had the space of what was in there in that other cupboard, but yeah, it's going to be nice to have some extra space. But anyways, guys, it is getting late. You can tell the sun has gone down. I'm getting tired and hungry, so I'm gonna pack everything up. We're gonna get out of here, go meet up with Megan, and then, like I said, tomorrow we're gonna start getting down the road. Next time you guys see me, hopefully, I'm hoping to catch you guys up and get you a video on the way, something away from the shop. I know the last few videos have been all shop, so I'll try to get you guys on one of the places that me and Megan camp for this next week. But anyways, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below, and we'll catch you guys again outside.